Robinson Special Occasion Speech. Have you ever had someone who is always there for you whenever you needed them? Then one day something happens that takes us away from you. I am Kate Robinson, Tyler Allen Woodward's cousin. One of the hardest things I've ever had to do was face the fact that someone that I thought of more as a brother than a cousin is not going to be around anymore. Our family lost Tyler to a fatal car accident on October 6, 2003. Tyler was known for waiting until the last minute to do things, whether it be homework for school or pulling into the yard the day of the Derby with an unfinished Derby car and planning on derbying that night. This was always expected of Tyler, not only because he was a procrastinator, but because he would help everyone else before he did anything for himself. Which is probably why it made it so easy to help him out whenever he needed it. He was the person who almost anyone could turn to for help. He would always drop anything to lend a helping hand. He was not the type of person who could do something without having some type of fun. Anywhere Tyler went, you could bet that there would be some type of excitement. Even whenever he was in a rush to get something done, he would still take the time to make a person who was down laugh. Tyler was very polite, courteous, and courageous, most of which we would probably owe to his mother, Becky. Tyler grew up around cars. All of his uncles either raced or derbied. His first drawings were of derby cars, and he loved to play derby with Hot Wheels as a child. The big day came when Tyler was 14 years old. He finally talked his mother into letting him derby. To Tyler, a derby was only a derby, just a chance to have some fun. He derbied in several derbies before he passed away. Even though he did not win any trophies, the experience was enough of a prize for him. Everyone could always tell that he was pleased with how he did after a derby, because he would be grinning from ear to ear. There was not anything he could not do or would not do, which he might regret if he was here with us today. Everyone makes mistakes, and Tyler was not an exception. He might have made some decisions that we do not agree are best for him, but who have them? I am sure we all have done something that we all regret now. I know Tyler might have argued with some of us or said some things that might have hurt you. I know deeply that Tyler would have never meant to hurt any of us. I am sure that we have all said some things that we wish we could take back, but we are not sure how we were to say sorry. Anyone who knew Tyler would have known that sometimes he may have been modest, but this was just one of his many characteristics. Tyler made a difference in many people's lives, as we know he has in the people here today. Demolition derbies especially will not be the same. I remember one year my parents and all of my siblings, my uncle and his family went down to Georgia. Even though Tyler wasn't actually a sibling, he spent so much time around the house that he was just like one of us. We all had a great time. This was a very memorable trip because it was time away from Connersville without any drama, without any worries. It was time for fun, and we all know Tyler definitely knew how to do that. Another memory I have of Tyler was one year when he derbied in Connersville. During his heat race, he hit a car and ended up on top of another car. He just got out of his car and stood on the roof as the crowd applauded. This had to be one of his proudest moments. For once, all eyes were on him, and trust me, when you have siblings, you don't get the spotlight very often. Derby days will be some of the hardest days we have to face. Whenever I was asked to speak about Tyler, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to handle it. Not only was he more than a friend or a cousin, he was like a brother to me. I lost Tyler 2 days before my 15th birthday, and I lost my grandmother in 1997, the day after my birthday. So birthdays aren't looking too happy anymore. It was not the fact that I didn't want to, but let's face it, does anyone really want to make a speech facing the fact that you have lost a loved one? I'd like to thank you all for coming today and paying your respects. Please keep Tyler and his family in your prayers.